Dude, I'm so fucking dumb, bro. I'm so fucking, dude. Not dumb, but just fucking dumb, dude. You know? I saw somebody, dude, I can't believe I did this. And I can't believe that I feel good about that I did this. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Pupil's Life. What's going on? Happy fucking Mother's Day there. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers. Dude, it feels like it's been a while. It feels like it's been a while since I did a podcast. And it's been the regular programming, regular scheduled programming, but it's just felt different, you know? Sometimes that's how feelings work, dude. Sometimes your life doesn't really change much, but your feelings do. And if you tell somebody that, they're like, hey, just go outside, just work out a little bit, you know? If you listen to Joe Rogan, dude, it's like, man, I tell people with anxiety, are you working out? Because if you're not, you know, that's not going to fix all of it, but it'll fix a lot of it. Yeah, man, it's fucking episode like 95 or some shit. We're almost to 100, dude. And you know, I'm sure that if I talked to somebody who cared about me, dude, like a friend or something, they'd be like, what are you going to do to celebrate 100 episodes? You know, dude, just keep doing it, man. No, I don't know, dude. I thought about fucking emailing a guest. I have this email drafted for like my number one guest. And I thought it would be nice to maybe like have that be episode 100, but fear, dude, you know, you have things that you want to do, but then fear, then you want to fucking, you think you want to go do improv comedy, dude. And you're like, oh, dude, I should sign up for an improv comedy class. You know, I should sign up and be silly again. And, or you think, I want to write a book. Dude, I'm going to fucking write a book, dude. I'm going to write a fucking book. I want to start a podcast, dude. I'm going to start my own fucking podcast, dude. And then fear just is like, but are you? Do you really think that that's a good idea, dude? Do you really think that this is the time to put yourself out there? But I don't know, man. Maybe I'll email the person. Maybe I won't. And maybe it'll just be my fucking face for episode 100. And, dude, at this point, dude, whenever somebody starts a sentence with that, if you're talking to a friend and you're like, dude, so how are things going with fucking Lauren? If the first thing he says is like, man, at this point, just know that the next few sentences he's going to say, you don't want to repeat to your girlfriend or to any female friend or your mother or your fucking sister, dude. Because it's not going to be good. You know, dude, like fucking, you're like, hey, dude. So how's things with Lauren, dude? How's everything going with that? Or maybe not even Lauren. Lauren implies that it's like already somebody he's with. You know, maybe you haven't seen your friend in a couple weeks, and you're like, hey, dude. So how's things with what was her name? And your friend's like, oh, Lauren, yeah. Which I guess at that point he's not fucking starting the sentence off with at this point, but you know what I'm saying, dude. He's like, oh yeah, Lauren. And then he says, yeah, you know, man, at this point, I just don't know. You know, dude. At this point, I just don't know anymore. At this point, I just don't know anymore. If somebody ever says that to you, if you're ever seeing somebody and you're like, you know, I really enjoy spending time with you and blah, blah, blah. And they're like, you know, at this point, I just don't know anymore. That's basically like, I don't want to be with you anymore. But when a guy says it to another guy about a girl that he's seeing, you know, dude, at this point, I just don't know anymore. It means one of two things. It means he really just genuinely doesn't know what he's doing, and he's self-aware enough to admit that to another man. Or probably more likely, he is about to say like, yeah, dude, at this point I just fucking, and then say something judgmental about her. Like, you know, dude, at this point I'm just like, I just don't know anymore, you know, dude, like she's fucking vegan and like, you know, like just this, at this point I just don't know anymore. Cause like her parents are Christian and, and yeah, dude, at this point I just don't know anymore. Uh, because like I'm allergic to cats, right? And she has one. Dude, I don't even know, dude. At this point, I just don't know anymore, right? You asked me about the podcast, and I said, dude, at this point, you know, at this point, I just don't know anymore. Because I don't, man, I don't. At this point, I don't know anymore. Um, I feel like I'm just waiting to finish my book, dude. I feel like everything in my life, I'm just waiting. And I know that that's not a good place to be in, dude. Not like it's not like, I'm not like it's a bad place to be in, but like I know that that is a lie. You know, when you're like, dude, I just need to get to fucking summer, bro, and then everything is gonna be okay. It's like, and then I'm gonna get an answer, right? I'm just gonna go fucking trip mushrooms at Joshua Tree, and dude, and then I'm gonna know if I want to take this job in La Jolla. uh, dude, La Jolla. Who fucking? I don't even know what that is. But La Jolla is probably not what it's named after. You know, it's probably not a jewel of a place. Oh, bro, I grew up in La Jolla. I grew up in La Jolla, dude. Where'd you grow up? Oh, dude, that's awesome, bro. I'm from fucking Santa Barbara. uh, I don't know, man. All right, at this point, I just don't know anymore. Um, what is it? What is on my fucking list, dude? What is on my list? Um, I dude, I've been fucking. I started going bowling again. I started going bowling, boliche, dude. I started going bowling with my friend Chris, and actually, I went on one friend date bowling, and then I went on another date, not a friend, bowling, and I've been bowling twice since the new year. Oh, um, and fucking, it's fun, man. If you've never been bowling, I don't know why you're listening to this right now, but Actually, that's not even the sentence that I wanted to come out of my mouth just now, but it did. Um, I was gonna say, if you've never like tried to bowl, like actually tried to bowl, it's fucking fun, man. And I don't just mean like go there and like woo, like throw the ball straight like you always have. I mean fucking like actually try to learn like what is there to learn about bowling, right? Because most people that go bowling, they just think like, oh, dude, I've gotta have more power, or I just have to get my aim, like make it straight, right? You shoot straight, and then it goes fucking to the left, and you adjust a little bit to the right so that it kind of compensates. That's how I would bowl for my whole life. I just thought I just gotta throw this fucking 12 pound ball as hard as I can and as straight as I can. Turns out you're never going to get all strikes in one match by doing that. The only way to consistently get strikes, says the woman at the bowling alley, is to learn about the wax patterns and then try to hit the pins in the pocket. So there's the front pin, and then there's 2 pins behind it, right? And then fucking 3 and 4 behind that. And you want to hit it in the pocket on either the left or the right between the first and the second 2 pins. So you have to fucking curve the ball, is basically what she told me. Like, if you want to fucking learn how to bowl, you have to learn how to curve the ball. And so I completely changed the way that I shoot now. And I'm still learning, I'm still improving my stance. But once you learn that, it's just it becomes less about like, oh bro, let's go fucking bowling and just drink beers and fuck around, and it becomes more like, let's go fucking see if we can beat our high score, right? My high score, I think, is 180, dude. And my friend Chris's high score is 178. So it basically we're like equals. And it generally goes that if one of us has a really good game, the other one has like a mediocre game. But man, there is nothing I hate more than poor etiquette. And the thing about poor etiquette is that because nobody is actually knows what the fuck they're doing bowling, everyone has it. And so then if you're the guy that is like calling people out because of poor etiquette, then you're the anomaly. It's like fucking wearing a mask. You're like, dude, haven't you seen the news? Everyone's doing it. It's like, yeah, dude, that doesn't mean it's fucking right. And by poor etiquette, dude, there's one fucking thing that as long as you don't do this, then you have good etiquette, good bowling etiquette. Right. But if you fucking, dude, when you're lining up your shot, you're lining up your shot and you're staring straight at the pins and you're lining up your feet and you're like looking at the thing, your peripherals, dude, in your peripherals, you see people 3 or 4 lanes down on either side shooting, right? Doesn't affect you because they're tiny people. But then there's the people that are like the lane next to yours or the one after that. And as you're fucking getting ready to throw the ball, if you go at the same time as somebody else, dude, that's basically like spitting in someone's mouth, dude. It's just, it doesn't work, man. If you ever go to a bowling alley, just make a mental note and notice if you ever see 2 people in the lane next to each other shoot at the same time, tell me they didn't get a gutter ball. Just tell me they didn't get a gutter ball, or at most 2 pins. And it's the worst, dude, because I now I notice it. And so anytime that I'm going and somebody else goes with me, I'm like, I just turn left, dude, or right. And I'm like, and I stop myself from shooting, and I have to do it all over again. I have to go back. I have to line up my feet, and then I have to shoot again. But now, dude, now I'm not thinking about my shot. I'm thinking, fuck this person next to me who has poor bowling etiquette. And, you know, so in a way, dude, this fucking bowling thing is good for like my anger, dude. Learning how to like, dude, it's just a bowling game. It's just a bowling game. You don't have to fucking use your bowling ball to decapitate this person, okay? I know that you want to lunge this bowling ball at their chest and break a rib, but it's just a bowling game, dude. But the other thing about bowling, which is why I don't get people who go bowling not to actually bowl and like get better at it, is that how do people have conversations? You know, like people say it's like, well, dude, it's like golfing. You know, like you take your shot, and then the other person takes their shot, and then you like talk a little bit like before you take your next one. And I'm like, but that's different, because in golfing you take your shot and your fucking ball is 80 feet down the line, and you have to walk or drive your little car to get there, and then you can talk on the way to the ball. But in bowling, you know, if you go just you and one other person goes up, they throw, they turn around, and they're like, oh shit, man. They grab their ball, they shoot their second shot, they turn around, and then they come and sit down. If you don't just stand up in that moment, grab your bowling ball and shoot, what are you doing? Why are you there? You know, you're just gonna sit down and like be like, hey, so dude, like, so how's Lauren, dude? Wow, the thing is like beep, and it turns yellow on your name, and you're just gonna sit there and be like, dude, so tell me about fucking Lauren. And then the person's like, it's your shot, dude. Did we come here to talk, or did we come here to bowl? And I don't know how to have conversations at bowling alleys. And I don't think that you're supposed to have conversations at bowling alleys. But then it just is weird, dude, right? Because it's like, you know, if I hang out with somebody, I don't just want to bowl, because then what did I do? You know, I just went and stood next to you in a bowling alley and smiled every now and then and fucking made fun of you. Like, if I haven't seen you in a couple of weeks, I want to talk to you. You know what I mean, dude? And if it's more than just one person, then it's like say it's 4 people, right? One time with my ex-girlfriend, I went bowling, me, her, one of her girlfriends, and my friend Chris. So it's 4 of us, right? And so Chris would go up to shoot, and I'd be sitting down with my ex-girlfriend and her friend, and we would start talking about like a book that her friend had read. So then Chris shoots, he comes and sits down, and then my ex has to get up and go shoot and leave the conversation. But then as Chris is coming in, we have to sort of comment on his shot, but then also be like, oh, yeah, she's telling me about this book. And then by the time that we do that, then it's either my turn or the girl's turn to shoot. And then all of a sudden, conversation's over, dude. Conversation's over. And so it just fucking is like, it just interrupts, you know? It's like trying to watch a fucking soccer game on your phone in the middle of class in high school. And the teacher's just fucking like, Nicholas, what are you doing? And you're like, fucking turn your phone off. And you're like, nothing. And you fucking put it in your in your cock, inside of your cock. And then you pretend that you're paying attention for like 5 minutes in case she turns back, and you miss 5 minutes of the game. And then as you start to build up a little bit of confidence that like, oh, all right, she thinks that I'm paying attention now, you take the phone out of your penis and you load up the page again. And then you're like, fuck, dude, I missed the goal. Right. But then and then she's like, what are you doing, Nicola? You're like, nothing. I'm just upset about my parents. Dude, I don't think I ever said that to anyone before the age of fucking 18, dude. You know, unless it was like my brother and he was also upset at my dad, dude, or my mom or whatever. Nobody ever asked me in high school, like no teacher, my high school girlfriend, nobody ever asked me like, hey, dude, like, you seem like a little bit upset today. What's going on? And then I said, like, I never then said, you know, it's just like my parents, dude. Like, and then because I don't know, dude, but I never said that. Irrelevant comment number 1. Woo, woo, woo. I invested in fucking crypto, dude. I'm so fucking dumb, bro. I'm so fucking, dude. Not dumb, but just fucking dumb, dude. You know? I saw somebody, dude, I can't believe I did this. And I can't believe that I feel good about that I did this. I saw Jimmy Rex, dude. Jimmy Rex, he's been on the podcast before. I saw Jimmy Rex posted an Instagram story. And in the Instagram story, he said he was at like a fucking entrepreneur event recording somebody that was talking about cryptocurrency, Bitcoin specifically. And he said, like, it didn't even say anything. He just had the little bubble, and the bubble said, in quotations, like, this is what the guy that I'm recording is saying, but I'm too far away for you to hear it, so you need the subtitles. It said, Bitcoin is going to go up to 180K by the end of the year. And I was like, dude, I should invest in that. Just because of this story. I said, I should invest in that. So I fucking figure out how to buy Bitcoin, dude. And then I put half my money in there. Because of an Instagram story. I put half my money in Bitcoin because of an Instagram story. And then I wonder why I don't have a car, dude. Why don't I have a car? I feel like I keep getting paid, but why don't I have enough for a car yet? And again, did I feel good about my decision, right? I invested this 3 weeks ago, and I already made like $150, $200. So, so I don't know what that says about me, but I'm reading a fucking book about it. I'm reading a book called Investing is Your Superpower. By who writes this fucking book, dude? Who writes this fucking book, man? Oh, dude, my mouse doesn't work. So I can't tell you. My mouse doesn't work, so I can't tell you that. Who writes it? But it's a very foreign name. And it's like, it's an investing book for women, kind of. But it's all the same, right? It's just for women because then it's like her subcategory and then it'll sell more copies, dude. And they talk about, your childhood money culture and understanding that so that you know why you make certain decisions with money in the present day. And there's a few journal prompts. I haven't done them yet, but I've been thinking about them a little bit, right? And the prompts, one of them is like, reflect on your childhood money culture. And I'm like, all right, dude, my childhood money culture. Let me close my eyes and reflect on my childhood money culture. My childhood money culture, dude. Wait, actually, let me fucking take a quick note. And then really get into it. Let me reflect on my child. All right, close. If you're listening to this right now, dude, just fucking close your eyes and reflect on your money culture, your childhood money culture with me. First time I remember fucking hearing about money. First time I probably interacted with money was in elementary. Because I was given money to eat lunch. I was given, I think maybe like at the time, maybe like it was like $1, 20 pesos. The equivalent of $1, the equivalent of like $5 today, right? Where I could go to the cafeteria, buy like maybe 2 bags of potato chips and a Coca-Cola, dude. And so that was my first time interacting with money, and it was just fucking just given to me, right? I could do whatever I wanted with it. I could save it, and then I could buy 4 bags of potato chips the next day and 2 cans of Coca-Cola. And at my house, dude, I remember dude, like we had a lot of things, right? We had fucking, I remember that where we would eat lunch at my house, I would sit facing my mom and my sister. No, actually my sister sat on this side because she was facing a fucking display with like china, fancy fucking china. And she was facing it because she could look at herself in the mirror, dude. And that's what my sister liked to do while we were all eating lunch, was look at herself in the mirror, in the little glass mirror. But my dad was never really there. Like I think sometimes he would like be walking around while we were all eating lunch. Like my dad would fucking pop in, dude, and be like, hey, make sure that the cook was like taking care of food. And then me, my brother, my sister, and my mom would sit down to eat lunch. And my dad would just sort of like shove a taco in his mouth and then go outside and talk to the construction workers. But we had like money was just taken care of. At that age, money was just taken care of. I was young enough that it didn't really matter. That was like 6, 7, 8. Then it starts getting into like 9, 10, 11. And then my dad starts only coming by the house every Sunday. Right? He comes by every Sunday, and I think it was because he came over to pick us up, me and my brother. And dude, I don't remember like things that they would say, but I just remember that like he would come over and my mom would always intercept him, and they would start talking about money, because I think they were separated by a long time at this point. And it was like my dad would give me an allowance at that point on Sundays, dude. That's right. My dad would give my sister, my brother, and I an allowance on Sundays. And so he would come over and we would all be like, ah, la, 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 give us money. And then my mom would also be like, ah, la, 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 give me the fucking money you owe me. But my dad would be like, oh, this week, like he would just try to like maneuver his way out of it. And it generally ended up being that my mom and my dad would get into a fucking argument because my mom felt that my dad owed her a lot of money that she wasn't getting. And I don't know what my dad was. I guess my dad just thought that that wasn't true. Or I guess my dad was just saying, like, there is no money. You say I owe you millions of dollars, but there is no money. Uh, and then my mom, dude, she would fucking, that's when she started saying, like, your dad owes me lots of money. Your dad owes me hundreds of thousands of dollars. And every time I would see my dad or talk to him on the phone or, just any mention of my dad, it brought up the money resentment in my mom. And so what was my fucking childhood money culture, dude? It was like money was given to me, and money was also the creator of conflict. Money was this thing that when we sat down and conversed about it, it stressed everybody out, and it just created like distrust. It created distrust, dude, and it created distrust, man. And then, dude, my fucking nose, man. And so the way that I think that a lot of the things that I've taken from that are that I don't really, I think that money can just be taken, and I think that money just is like something that I can get by not doing anything. And that's not how money works, dude. But that is really a thing in my head. It's just like money can be taken. Like my mom wanted to take my dad's money, and my dad just wanted to take my mom's money. Both of them were saying that this was their money, and it was somehow my burden to carry. Was, you got to tell your dad that he owes me $100,000, and my dad would just be like, "Guy, your mom needs to fucking stop worrying about money. I've given her all my money." So there was that, and then there was the allowance where it was just like, fucking give me money, dude. Give me fucking money, dude. I need money, dude. I want to buy my girlfriend a present, dude. It's like, dude, what, you don't do chores, you don't do anything for this money, right? But I was like, but I fucking deserve this money. Uh and so yeah, dude, that's why it's like fucking, I see a story on Instagram that's like a Bitcoin is going to 180K, and I'm like, dude, well, fucking, why not ride that money train and just take money for not doing anything, right? And dude, my brother would argue, like, he would probably, if he heard me say that, he would probably say like, well, but dude, you are doing something. You're you're taking a risk, and you're deciding, like, you have insight that other people don't have. Like, not everybody knows the fucking, like, it's like you're one of the early adopters. It's like, dude, no, I'm just fucking hoping that by putting money in this, that by fucking switching a number from 0 to X, that it's going to result in Y, dude. And that Y is going to be my fucking save me from poverty. Dude, it's funny that I live below the poverty line. I live below the poverty line. And I'm starting to feel it more, dude, now that I have roaches in my house. I'm just like, I'm that guy, dude. I'm that guy that lives in an apartment with roaches, rides a bicycle, and puts half of his money in Bitcoin, dude. I don't know, man. But this book is interesting, dude. It's called Investing is Your Superpower. And if you're listening to this, you can't read it yet because it doesn't exist yet. It's not out yet. I just have an early copy, dude. What else, man? I fucking Um, I have kind of taken a fucking amen. I dude, I don't really know how to bring this up, but I wanted to talk about my dating life because it's taken an unexpected turn. And there's a sneeze coming, just so you know. But oh, dude, I guess it's a fucking yawn. I guess I don't know my body. Big surprise there. Um, yeah, dude, I've been seeing this woman, this girl, dude. I don't know what to call females anymore, but I've been seeing one for just under 2 months, and I she asked me, dude, last weekend. She asked me the morning after we spent the night together. She asked me, "Where do you see this going?" And I fucking was like, um, and I said, dude, I told her the truth, man. I told her the truth. I told her how I felt, not the truth, because the truth is subjective. I told her my truth. I told her, I don't really know that I see this going anywhere serious because that was part of how I was feeling. And then, she suggested that she would be open to just seeing each other just for fun. And I said, I don't know, let me think about that. So a day goes by, thinking about it, and then I talk to her again. And I told her I was caught off guard when you asked me that. And, you know, I've only known you for a month and a half. And part of how I feel is that maybe this isn't going to be a serious relationship. But the reason I hadn't brought it up is because I'm still in the information gathering phase. Um, and so, that's a part of how I feel. But there's also, I think that you're a fucking badass, dude. Like some of the shit you've done, I really admire. Some of the shit you've been through and how you've worked through it, I really admire. I think you're really funny. Um, and yeah, so it was like there's duality, dude. Like there's one side and there's another side. There is fear and there is potential. There is all these things, right? So I told her that, and I said, I want to keep seeing you, and I think it's good that you asked me that. I think it's ultimately just it's good to speak what's on our mind and not hold anything in. Would you be open to just continuing to see each other and continuing to get to know each other and just see where it goes, but just not rush into anything? And she told me, dude, to my surprise, to my chagrin, I don't I don't know if chagrin, I don't know what that word even means anymore, but I'm gonna use it in this context. To my chagrin, she said, I'm actually really happy that you said what you said, because I realized it's not that I wanted us to be in a monogamous relationship right now. It's that I was starting to feel external pressure uh, from my mom and from, people just asking me, "Oh, you've been seeing this kid for a long time, huh?" Like, and her feeling like shit. Like, I guess this is the time when like it becomes serious, right? But she said like, I don't actually know that I want that right now either. And so it was like, perfect. Then let's just fucking, let's just keep seeing each other and just we had this conversation, but let's continue to get to know each other. And so that's what we're doing now. But since I had that conversation with her, like since we sort of cleared the air, I just have realized, dude, I've realized so many fucking things about me, dude. And when you realize things about you, and when you can no longer deny things or lie to yourself about things, it's just like, fuck, dude. Like, yeah, man, I realized that I think for the last maybe 6 months to a year, I've been going on dates, dude, and I've been excited about meeting people, but I haven't actually been dating in a way that would be conducive to something that will be long term. You know, because I'm not trying to get to know women. I've been trying to fucking just what's it called, dude, when you like break something down into parts. I've just been trying to fucking like dissect women and find a reason for why, oh, this person is, no, I don't want this person. That's been my modus operandi, dude. That's my fucking operating mode. My default operating mode has just been, I'm going to try to get to know this person so fucking deeply, dude, in a way that she doesn't even know herself, dude, because then I don't need to be intimate with somebody and then I can't be hurt. And I realized this, dude, because this was what I was doing with the girl that I'm seeing right now. I was just finding all the things that she wasn't doing, or that she wasn't good at, or that she wasn't working on, and building up my fucking mental argument for why, oh, dude, you should just stop seeing her. You just go back to being alone, dude, because alone is safe, and safe is what we want, right? Your ego fucking just wants you to stay the same, dude. Stay the same, don't change, because that can bring pain. And so that was one thing, man. Was like, oh, it's actually me, dude. Like, it's actually me. It's not all these different women. And that's not to say that all these different women like were for me and I just fucking ruined it. Like, a lot of them weren't, man. A lot of them, just being straight up, a lot of them weren't. And I just knew that. Like the fucking, the whole podcast I did about that one girl, dude, that fucking came to visit me and just, but that's neither here nor there. And so having realized that, and having expressed, because basically the girl I'm seeing right now called me out on it. Because I said, one of the reasons that I don't think that this would work out as like a partnership is because I think we're so far off in our understanding of ourselves that most of our communication would boil down to me having to like explain like, I know that you think that this is what happened, but like it's really this thing that's bothering you. The most fucking condescending thing that one person can say to another person, And that's what I said, because that's how I was actually like feeling in the moment. And she said, that's pretty condescending. And then just to show so fucking, this is the thing that if I knew how to do, I would be like a yogi level dude, Zen master, can talk to people. Because what she did, man, I don't know how to do, but it fucking it helps so much delivering news to people or delivering hard truths to people. Because that's what she did. She said, but the way she did it was just like fucking like a ninja, dude. Um, she said, I really like how much you know about all these things and how honest you are, because you tell me a lot of times you'll say something and then I'll realize something about myself that I hadn't realized before. And I really like that. I really like that. Because I really like to challenge myself and blah, blah, blah. And sometimes I think that you think you know me better than I know myself. And that can be very difficult. And I just, in that moment, dude, I felt like me at 5 when I threw eggs at my neighbor's house and I hid behind a wall and my friend Diego ratted me out to the construction worker, and then the construction worker went and found my mom, and then my mom came and found me hiding, dude, and was like, I can't believe you did this. You got to go clean this up. And I was just fucking, like fucking deer in the headlights. And that's how I felt when she said that, because it was like my gut was like, that's not true. Just fucking like wanting to like fight, dude. And my heart rate fucking started going, dude. And I just felt shame, dude. And I felt like, man. But like after like 4 or 5 minutes of just sitting with that, dude, and hearing her out, I realized like I'm feeling this right now because I know that this is true, and it's a part of myself that I haven't accepted. It's a part of myself that I'm still rejecting, dude. And it was really cool because we talked about all of this. And I said that to her. I said, like, yeah, when you said that, I felt like fucking in fight or flight mode. And it's because it's true. And I don't like that I do that. But I do it because I think there's a part of me that, when I hear somebody say, when I hear somebody say something like, let's say that I don't know. I can't think of an example, dude, but basically what it is, like the reason that I am so fucking just like trying to say like that's not what actually happened, or that's not why you're actually feeling this way, is because when I was a kid, man, I felt like I was seeing things, dude, and they were being twisted into lies. Right? My favorite example of this, I was at my going away party when I was moving to San Francisco. I was in 5th grade at a going away party for me. And I was like standing on a ledge with another kid. The host's son, who was my friend's brother, and we're waiting for somebody to pass us a soccer ball. And they fucking kick it, and I'm like about to catch it, and he fucking shoves me to where I fall off the ledge, face forward, face first, and fucking there's cement, dude. There's cement, and my face just goes. Fucking my front lip, dude. This part of my lip, the upper lip, just fucking my front lip. Like I have a back lip, dude. My upper lip, dude, splits in half, dude. Splits in half, and it does this, dude. It can do this. And I think I fucking like fractured or broke my nose or something because blood was gushing out of it. And next thing I know, I'm in the kitchen, in this person's kitchen, with the host's mom, like the main mom at the party, and we're waiting for my mom to arrive. And when my mom arrives, I remember that I just remember like this, because I don't know if I can't say for sure if these words were uttered, but the feeling was what mattered, right? Because that's at the end of the day what matters. But my mom was like, "Oh my god, what happened?" And I told her, dude, like this kid pushed me, but it was the person who was hosting its son. And so she was like, "My kid didn't do that. Nick just fell. He just hurt himself." And I remember, dude, my mom just kind of like not standing up for me and sort of not really like believing me. Um, and just sort of being like, yeah, oh yeah, is that what happened? Oh, like, and again, it's just a feeling, dude. Where it was like, what happened was that I was pushed, and that is why I injured my face. But what everyone was saying was, no, you fell. What you saw didn't happen, right? And it happened again when I was in a car accident with my brother. I saw one of his girlfriends do this, dude, and fucking scare my brother, and then that's why we got in a wreck. And after the wreck, I was in the hospital, dude, because I was fucking the only one that got really injured. And my dad was like, that didn't happen. That's not what you're going to tell to the police if they ask you, or to the doctors. Get that out of your head. And so to bring it back to the point with the girl that I'm seeing is that I anytime, dude, now anytime that just that feeling comes back where it's like this person is denying the truth, or this person is, sort of doesn't want to accept, like I just feel this, like I'm being invalidated, dude. And that is not generally what's happening. It can sometimes be the case, but it's like I fear being gaslit so much that I'm like on overdrive, just like fucking uh I'm not even in the present moment anymore, dude. um and so instead I'm like hyper focused on, I have to be the one that defends, like it has to be about what happened, because how we feel is so subjective, right? And I get so focused on that, like, no, first let's just make sure we're on the same page about what happened, because I'm so terrified that you're going to say that this isn't what happened. And sometimes that's not what matters, dude. Sometimes what matters, like I just fucking said in my story, is how you feel, right? And so, if it's like when she said, dude, when she said, it's really cool that you say these things, but sometimes I feel like I feel like you think you know me better than I know myself. I could have said, well, but that's not what's really happening. You just feel defensive because maybe what I'm saying is, like, I could have fucking rationalized a reason why she feels that way that wasn't putting any blame on me. And maybe it's what's happening. Maybe I'm just going to say, just for the sake of the argument, maybe that's what's happening, right? But if I had done that, maybe I could have been right, you know? And I don't actually think that that's the case, but I'm just saying, like, maybe for the argument's sake, I could have been right. But being right would not have been successful, right? Because then she would have felt invalidated and unheard, or not listened to, like fucking like. And so, sometimes what happened doesn't matter. What matters is how the person feels. Uh, and so, yeah, man, I don't know. Just after we had that conversation, I just started feeling like, oh, dude, it's not that I don't like this person. It's just that I'm so guarded, dude. I'm so afraid of liking this person. And I'm so afraid of like being close to someone again. Um, that I was just like, there was a fucking, there was a wall, dude. There was a wall that I was looking at her through and not letting her see me through. You know, like one of those fucking interrogation room windows where like the detectives are in the fucking on the other side and they're staring at the person and they're like, why do you think he killed her? Why do you think he's scratching his head right now? And the guy in the room is just like, all he sees is himself in the mirror. Um, that's like a perfect fucking metaphor for what I've been doing. I've just been that person behind the mirror, sort of like trying to pick apart the person in the interrogation room. And, I can see them, dude, because they're just being themselves. And, but they can't see me because all I'm doing is reflecting them back to themselves. I'm not actually fucking letting them see me because I'm afraid, dude. I'm afraid of being seen. Um, and because then generally my whole life it's come with rejection, dude. And so yeah, dude, I'm in the past still a little bit. Like the emotional imprint of my past is still very much there. Um, but dude, the thing is that I did something about it. That's what's fucking awesome, man. That's what's fucking awesome, dude. Is that sometimes you lie to yourself. Sometimes you lie to yourself for a week. Sometimes you lie to yourself for months. Sometimes you lie to yourself for years, dude. Sometimes you lie to yourself your whole life. But there is, you can always accept that that's what you've been doing and then try to do something different. And I genuinely feel like that is what I did. Like somebody called me out, dude, and said, this is a really positive trait that you have. However, sometimes it can turn into I don't want to say negative, but just a difficult trait to engage with. And it was like, that moment where you can keep rationalizing and you can run away, dude, and pretend that this isn't true, or you can accept it and actually deal with it. And yeah, dude, so since that conversation, I felt a lot closer to her, and I felt a lot more like, oh, I don't know that this isn't something that could be serious. It's more just like I feel like now I'm just at fucking now I'm just now act like it's to me it's like we've just started dating. At the moment that we had that conversation was like when we met, dude. There was a fucking month. There was a month and a half, dude. And to me, we started dating a month and a half into dating because it took me a month and a half to be like, oh, dude, I'm just afraid, and I've not been really myself. Um, fucking shit, man. It's fucking hard shit. But but yeah. So uh, so yeah, dude. I don't know, man. I'm almost out of time, and I'm still really thinking about this. I'm still wrapping my head around a lot of these things, um, but I guess I feel sort of proud, dude, that in that moment of somebody saying, "You do this thing," I didn't say no, I don't. I said I do, and that's okay, and I can change that by accepting that thing. By accepting that I do the thing, I can change doing the thing. And I can do something different. And it all starts with awareness, man. It started with awareness, and then it goes into acceptance, man. As soon as you accept it, that's when you start to change it. I think that's how it's been for me, man. That's how it's fucking been for me. So yeah, dude, that's been one of the those have been two of the big realizations that I've had, and there's more, and I'll probably talk about it more next week or the week after that, or just in the upcoming episodes. But for now, dude, that's the podcast. That is the Pupil's Life, episode 95. Every time I say what number episode it is, I worry that it's not that episode, and that I'm fucking. People are gonna be like, "It's 95, dude. Really? It's 96, dude. It's 96, but awesome that you don't even know what fucking number podcast you're doing, right?" And that, dude, is all of the pressure and fucking to be perfect that I heard when I was a kid, where I'm like, I can't even. I should look at the last episode. I should look at my listings of my videos on YouTube before I say what number episode it is, because I have to be perfect. I don't, man. I'm just a fucking sack of fucking Mexican meat. You know, I'm just a fucking sack of Mexican meat, dude. That's undervalued right now, but overvalues himself. I don't know, dude. I'm not a fucking wordsmith. All right. That's the Pupil's Life, dude. If you want to sign up for my newsletter, where I talk more about shit like my dating life and things that I've realized, and I also give writing tools and writing prompts and healing tools that have worked for me, that have helped me grow. That is sendfox.com/NIKOAGF. Sendfox.com/NIKOAGF. Thank you guys for listening, and I will see you next week. Take care. Bye-bye.